I would say that probably for any career, you always end up in places you never imagined. And so my original interest was in being a high school math teacher. From the time I was just in 5th grade, I remember I was in love with Pythagoras and decided that was what I wanted to do for life, was to be a math teacher, high school math teacher. My interest in math continued on, and actually I was an original Star Trek, the original one, not the Next Generation. And I was in love with James T. Kirk, as all young girls were at that point, but I really wanted to be Spock. So I was very interested in the rational and the data and everything else. So as I went into college, I studied math and anthropology because I've always had this dual interest in both people and data, technology, etc. So I went on to become a high school math teacher and was that for about 12 years or so. And then I went back to get my MBA, and I studied primarily in finance and sort of marketing strategy at that point. And then went into consulting and consulted in operations and in educational organizations, marketing, management, org restructure, etc. Was lucky to come here to Colorado and ran the MBA programs here for about 4 years. And then was able to get into a very kind of serendipitous position in helping Carnegie Mellon start their Silicon Valley campus. So I was fortunate to find a position like that and spent 4 years doing that, and then wanted to move back to Colorado, and so happened to be talking to a friend on campus, and she said there's this new position coming up for this new organization that doesn't exist. And it's the Center for Space Entrepreneurship. And I said, I don't really know anything about aerospace. She said, well, why don't you contact them? So I contacted Scott Tibbetts, who was in the process of trying to find a fair amount of funding for eSpace to get started, and Mark Sarangelo, whose vision this was. And for whatever reason, they hired me, and so here we are. As someone who has always been interested in both the kind of social sciences as well as the technical, what gets me up in the morning about eSpace is being able to help all the people that we've been able to help, both individuals and corporations. eSpace is the only organization of its type in the country, and it's important because for a variety of reasons, the cultures of academia and the aerospace industry are difficult to get to speak to each other, and we act as a liaison between those two industries so that many of the aerospace innovations coming from faculty and student research are able to be brought out of the university and exposed to industry in a way that is very personal rather than trying to just say, let's build better relationships. We actually do build those relationships for them. We've actually been asked by a number of states if we could be used as a model and if we would help them establish an eSpace node in their states. The results of eSpace have contributed significantly to the economic health of the aerospace industry. We'd like to see that happen throughout the country. I looked up the honorees and I looked up past award winners, and you know, I'm very appreciative to be recognized among those types of people who have accomplished so much. But quite frankly, I truly do believe that this is an eSpace award and it's not a Diane Dimeff award. It really is an award that went to the entire team who worked so hard to create the vision for eSpace, to implement it, to support it, to buy into the vision, etc. So for me, I feel somewhat unworthy, but happy that I can be the representative who's accepting it on behalf of all of those people who were part of the establishment and implementation of eSpace.